Put it on Chicago time zone, it says.
I got one more for James.
Oh, I didn't go back. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and call to order this regular scheduled meeting of the Planning and Zoning Board. We will begin with roll call.
Montgomery,
Present.
Olander,
Here.
Meeks,
Here.
Singletary,
Here.
Blackie,
Here.
Fairclough.
Moving to item number 3, public comments. I did not see any public comment forms. Do we have any turned in?
No.
And we will go ahead and move on to item number 4. Discussion and possible action to elect a chairman for the 2026 term.
Seems like we just did this. Can we place names in,
Open the floor to any nominations.
nominate Paul Montgomery for chairman?
I second it.
Meeks, second. Okay, Montgomery, you can vote.
Aye.
Olander,
Aye.
Meeks,
Aye.
Singletary,
Aye.
Blackie,
Aye.
we have 5 ayes.
Okay,
Congratulations.
thank you. We'll move on to item number 5. Discussion and possible action to elect the vice chair for 2026.
I nominate Chet O'Blinder.
Okay, Blackie, second. Okay, Montgomery,
Aye.
Olander,
Aye.
Meeks,
Aye.
Singletary,
Aye.
Blackie,
Aye.
we have 5 ayes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
We'll move to item number 6, discussion and possible action to approve the minutes of the regular meeting from November 4th of 2025.
Motion to approve as presented.
I second it.
Did you second that, Timothy?
I did.
Montgomery,
Aye.
Hoaglander,
Aye.
Yates,
Aye.
Singletary,
Aye.
Lackey.
Aye.
We have 5 ayes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 7. Discussion and possible action to recommend a rezone from an I-1 to an R2, all of Lot 12, Block 46 of the Barrett Douglas Edition, City of Gammon, also known as 301 South Quinn. We'll begin with a staff report.
Horacio Amaro submitted the application in the 1994 zoning map that shows I-1, which is light industrial, and in 2018 zoning map that shows I-1 as well. Future land use is commercial. He's requesting a rezone to tear down the abandoned building that's out there kind of towards the alley and possibly place a duplex on the property. We do recommend rezoning from an I-1 to an R2 due to the whole block being zoned as industrial, but it's all residential for the most part. Also the future land use on that whole block is commercial, just to keep in mind. No protesting letters.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? And he's here if you have any questions.
You're saying that whole block is deemed commercial right now?
The whole block is zoned as industrial.
Industrial?
Yeah, but the future land use for the whole block is commercial, but it's being actually used at the moment as residential.
What do you mean by future commercial?
So
What is-
future land use, we have a future land use map that we've just been going by. We haven't necessarily broken it down as far as what medium density residential and all that stuff means, but it just means a long, long time ago, these people came up with this map showing that we want this area to be this and we want this area to be this, and they approved that for the future. But I mean, there's quite a bit on that future land use map that's not fitting with what we have already here. So nobody followed through with that. And so now we're just in this hard spot where we have this future land use map that we've been using for all these years, but it hasn't necessarily been going.
Is there anything binding the city in order to
Kind
turn that into like a residential
looking to
versus
see.
commercial, being they've got a, maybe is there a contract already there?
No, my understanding is future land use map, as being one of the more senior members of the board at the moment, that is kind of the guidance of how the city expects growth and use of the land going forward when it first deployed that. I imagine at some point we, as a board, will probably request the council if they will at some point do an updated future land use map as the city has grown over the years. It's not binding to us that that's what it has to be. It's just saying, hey, this is your guidance of what we think the city should look like as we drew it out and for flow of it.
This is the same map we've discussed in the past where we've had, like it was back in '94, I do believe, and there's
Yes.
things in that map that are currently not
Correct.
up to date.
And just to be clear, because sometimes the color schemes on these printers, directly across the street is residential as well. That it borders residential
We can check real-
on the future land use map.
On the zoning,
The future land use, it says it's borderline between commercial and residential all around it as well.
so
Correct?
across the street is high density residential. And that's going
West.
west, there you go, west. And then north of that would be highway commercial, that is along the highway. And on the it's all residential.
Yes.
So it's which one? So if we make the change, then he can do the structure without anything but a building permit.
Oh, right, for the structure, he would have to submit all of his plans and everything, making sure that it fits with the city of Guyman. He would be working with us, but he's trying to do it the right way, but yes.
Yes.
Always appreciate it.
We usually address that, we didn't, but I assume no letters of protest or anything from the
Right, no
neighboring?
plans.
Okay.
And how many letters were sent out?
Oh goodness, we had, this one was,
45 or something like that.
I have it and then else. We had
Is that-
about 45 properties on there, but multiple, I mean, there's quite a few people that did have, like,
Oh, what's in that?
property, multiple
That's a
properties. So
different
we only sent out 30.
30.
Any other questions for staff? Is the applicant present?
Yes, applicant is coming.
Is there anything you want to add to your application? If-
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So we'll move to discussion. If anybody has any discussion you want to add, I mean, the only thing I note of it is it doesn't, in my opinion, wouldn't be considered a spot zone because it's not significantly different from the residential that's already zoned across the street. And it is what I would call a transitional area where it's moving from the highway commercial into residential as well, so.
I would agree.
And noting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots on the same block that are already all residential purpose,
Even though they're not zoned.
even though they're not technically zoned that way. Any other discussion? I'd entertain a motion.
I would make a motion to recommend a rezone from I-1 to R2.
Second thought.
Moved and seconded.
Montgomery,
Aye.
O'Bladger,
Aye.
Yanks,
Aye.
Singletary,
Aye.
Blackie,
Aye.
we have 5 ayes.
Motion carries. We'll move to agenda item number 8, discussion and possible action to recommend a rezone from an R1 to an R2 of Lot 5, Block 18 in the Funk Addition to the City of Guyman, also known as 104 North James, and we'll begin the staff report.
Yes, so Mauricio Medina did send this in. The property was for R1 in the 1994 and the 2018 zoning map. It was medium density residential in future land use. We don't really have a description on what that means, but that's just what it was. We do recommend a rezone. We sent out 38 letters. Although there are more properties, just same property owners duplicates. So 38 letters and no protesting letters came back.
questions for staff on that?
And you don't know what their intentions are other than just changing the zoning?
So I'm guessing because there's 4 and R2, it would either be to place 2 houses on the same lot or do a duplex. So that would be his option, but he can also still just place a single-family residential home on there. Do keep in mind that we did have another case, not that long ago, or at least doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it was Darren Landis's, that's in this 300 radius that we did pass the exact same type of case.
Yeah. So it's not the corner lot, it's
It's the one right next to the corner.
trying to look.
And this form in block 38, that's kind of catty corner from there, do you know what that orange is? Is that,
Yeah, can you move a second?
This is the first one, and this is the second.
that color matches
Because
convenience
This is-
commercial?
Yep.
So that was
house,
so it'd be this
convenience.
one.
Okay.
That's what,
there's
please?
nothing there
Convenience commercial. That's kind of corner to
except
that.
an abandoned car.
Thank you.
This is the corner.
Any other question for staff?
This is the second one. Doesn't appear there's any-
Does the applicant have anything they would like to add to the application? No, nothing to add. Okay. And the only discussion I'd have, as was mentioned, we have this future land use map that uses terms like medium density, high density, and it's not correlated to R1, R2, R3. We don't really have a direct correlation between what is medium density. There's no definition of that. But just common sense definition would be, hey, an R2, which allows for duplexes or 2 homes, would fall into a medium density. It's not like an R3 that allows for apartment type of stuff. So I think it fits within the land use map, and as noted, there are other properties in the area that have had the same zoning change. So I don't feel it would violate a spot zone issue either. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve rezone from R1 to R2.
I'll second.
Moved in second.
Montgomery,
Aye.
O'Blander,
Aye.
Deans,
Aye.
Singletary,
Aye.
Lackey. We have 5 ayes.
Motion carries. Move to item number 9, board and staff comments. Any staff comments besides make sure everybody signed your oath of office certificate to turn in?
I've got them all.
Any other comments from staff? Any comments from the board?
I just make a comment that we were sharing on the iPhone, the Google Earth of each one of these. So I got a picture in my mind, and it's not a, I'm not a tree hugger, but we have a tree, each one of us. And I'm wondering if the equipment would facilitate making what we're looking at, what everybody's looking at, just as something to think about for the future, to be able to follow along, so it doesn't look like I'm getting notes from my board member as I'm looking at his thing. Just something to think about.
No, absolutely. We've actually been looking at streamlining a lot of things around here as far as PDFs, redline versions of code.
Yeah.
They will cost down on cost, and you know, the availability is, you know, I can get a PDF redline and I can have 100 versions. You know, if you wanted one printed out, I can print one out, but it's available.
Yeah.
You know,
Would they be able to use these monitors that the council people use, or is that just for council?
No, they can use those same monitors, because we use those for our hearings when we do our hearings with our people for code violations and stuff like that. When they come in, you know, we try to document it, we try to put everything up on the board just so they can see what we're looking at, or
Yeah.
see the violations through our eyes, you know, I mean, through what we're taking pictures of. Sometimes when they live in it, they don't see it as much as whenever, you know, you put it up on the screen.
And I could open up the attachment and put it up there too.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yes.
I'd really like that, if we could.
Yes, yeah, no, we can look at that going forward. We'll just have to clear it, make sure that we're following protocol and procedure, and if that's cool with Betty and it still is following the line that we should follow, then I don't have a problem with that.
And you'll still get an agenda out here, but you won't get all this extra.
Yep, just good thought, way to save the tree, but it's also a cost savings to the city too, to not print all these.
These are a lot of, and it's, you know,
Yeah, that's several reams of paper,
time, yeah.
or at least one.
I don't know how to use these, but you can tell them.
No, yeah, I mean, Jenny or Bree can set those up, because they usually bring the laptop over and hook it up and get everything set up through that, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look at that going forward.
Thank you.
Good comment. Any other comments? I'll go ahead and adjourn.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Make sure I grabbed my phone and yours.
Ooh.